Hello, we're in Malta, and this picture has been delivered today from our framers, and it is a gouache. It's a thickened watercolour. It looks very much like a pastel because the paper is slightly textured and the colours are pastel colours. But I haven't given it a major examination, but I think it is a gouache. Looking at the brushwork, so we have this lovely Gianni. It's not a Y Gianni, and it's not a E Gianni. I believe it's an M Gianni, a Maria Gianni, and you have a clear signature in the corner. And it's a good example of a picture where, because the signature isn't obviously obscured or isn't too far in the corner, it's an example of a picture that hasn't been cropped or cut down. There is evidence of a tiny discoloration where the previous mount has made some shadowing because the very edge was beneath the previous mount, but we've taken it out of the old frame, and the framer has been asked to put it in an inventive method of mounting. So you have the glass, you have the front mount, behind the picture you have a darker back colour, and then in the middle between the front mount and the back you have a floating gouache, and you can see the edges and there is a gap behind it, so you have an interesting effect of shadow. You get to see the whole picture, and there's no guesswork as to what it's like under the mount, which I think is a step forwards when it comes to framing these things. We've picked a Venetian-ish frame. They like parcel-gilt in Venice, they like gold, they like painted effects. You'll see that on their chest of drawers, you'll see that on their chairs. So we thought on this occasion, because it's such a nice one, with such a lot of pinks and soft colours, and it's of such a good size, we thought we'd give it an expensive frame, and it is an expensive frame. And it would be just down to good luck whether it's the right colour for your house, if you're a customer wanting to buy it. So we have this Gianni painting, signed Gianni painting, and I would estimate that it dates 1910 or something like that. You can see that. Hopefully you can see that how we've had it framed. So it's ready to hang. The sticker on the back suggests that it's hung onto separate hooks, not one with a wire, and the job is immaculate. It's in very good condition. It is a Gianni in a modern frame. We find a lot of the Giannis we get are in worn out frames, and people don't want to necessarily spend the money restoring old frames because they're only going to get back a old frame. Sometimes people want a clean, fresh, exciting frame, and if the old frame was restored, you would be limited to having a picture where the edge was, because of the size of the old frame, you're going to always not be able to see the edges of the picture. So some people won't like that because it's not how it's been done. But I think that obviously when a painting is painted, it's not painted with a mount. It's painted like this where the artist can see the extent. Sometimes when we take them out of the frames, we will see a scruffy edge where the artist might have made a pencil border. Sometimes we'll see pinholes. So it's possible this was cropped when it was painted. It's not necessarily likely that is the size of the paper that the painter was using. But I think it looks really good. It's exciting, it's bright, it's colourful. Venice is a popular subject, and you have this perspective going on, which Canaletto used. Very simple perspective. Each line will join to one focal point. The same on the other side. These lines, the roof lines, sill lines, will point to a similar focal point. So it's nothing new. The way it's painted is nothing new. It's very easy to paint Venice with these lines of perspective. But I think that if you're furnishing a house, these Gianni paintings are probably just about the bottom of the price for a antique painting. They're very good value, and I think that they're going to climb. There are a lot of them around because they're semi-touristic, but I think that because they're so cheap, there is a lot of room for them to rise quite a lot. This framing it probably costs a similar amount to the painting itself, So you have to do the sums when it comes to framing. But Giannis are very, very cheap to buy in England. The problem is the framing and the transport and the duty and the post. In England, in Malta, you see them in the sale rooms, and the prices are just starting to lift. They're just starting to lift. And as I say, there were more than one Giannis. There were many of them, and most of their activity was in Italy and Naples. But amongst the Giannis, some of them were painting Maltese scenes. Thank you.